All right, guys, so last week I released a new kind of video that was similar to old videos I used to make, which I called This Week in War, This Week in Watcher Realms. You can see it right here. I actually posted in the middle last week, but this week I'm posting it today on Monday to start the week. So if you want me to keep doing these videos, please let me know explicitly in the comments or give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you want to support me and what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel. This one's gonna be pretty short. I am gonna go over everything I think that is relevant this week, and I do want to point out the relevant things that aren't happening this week that I thought might happen this week, but there's actually just not that much going on in Watcher of Realms this week. So maybe this is a week where I lean into some tier list grades. I'll tell you this, guys, I'm definitely going to update my gear codes to have all the new left side rules. That will happen this week because they're kind of giving us, I don't want to say like a break, but kind of a break. Just do your farming, stay on top of everything. It's not the hottest week in Watcher of Realms. There are a couple key things we need to talk about. As always, with the old versions of these videos, and as I want to do with the new versions, we are going to start with the Awakening Shop. The Soulstones here reset every single week, and this week was one of the big weeks. I mean, what we actually got is not big, but if you don't know, half the time, every other week, we get just 2 Legendary Hero Soulstones that show up in the Awakening Shop. The other alternating weeks, we get a 3rd special one. So that special one can be for an exclusive Ancient Hero, it can be for an old limited exclusive 200 guarantee hero, or it can be for a Legendary Lord. So you can see this week it is for Cyrus. Great hero, great lord, not super duper top tier anymore. Definitely a great one, probably just about top 10, somewhere in the bottom of top 10, and if he's not top 10, he's like 11 or 12 or something. I mean, he's up there, he's like a upper echelon one, but he is like pretty outclassed by Nastia. All right, I just checked my rankings where I rated him. I have him rated number 11. So if you want to see those ratings, those are also coming out this week. This is gonna be a fun week for like a lot of the tier lists and the top whatever lists and, you know, the tool stuff and website stuff I've wanted to do for a while because there's just not so much Watcher of Realms content-y stuff happening this week. We're in like a tiny lull. I guess that puts him like exactly, believe it or not, average for a Legendary Lord, because we've got about 20 or so, right? And he's 11, so he's just smack dab in the middle. He's great. He's one of the best tanks in the game, so outside of being a Lord, he's just a phenomenal tank, but he's just no longer the best Lord in his faction, and it's not like he has some crazy innate synergy with any of these guys, but if you pull him, you should be happy. The reason we're talking about him, though, is the fact that that Soulstone is available. None of these Awakenings are like so crazy essential. Maybe there's some like GVG use I don't know about for defense, but I mean here, you got a 1 in 4 chance every time he summons a Skeleton Fighter to also pop a Skeleton Warrior. If you don't know how his kit works, when he ults, he summons a Skeleton Fighter. Outside of that, he only summons a Skeleton Warrior when deployed, so now he's got a 1 in 4 chance every ult that he can do it. The ult's pretty cheap at 550. That A1's pretty fun. The A2, he increases his attack. You can use him as a DPS, but more commonly you're going to use him as a tank, so that's not too relevant. Faction team members getting 5% penetration is definitely cool. That's nice. The A3, he summons an extra Skeleton Fighter when deployed. I don't think this matters at all because it's just for that initial deployment. Maybe one day there could be like a PvP use or one specific map, but I don't think that's a vital Awakening. +1 Rage and Auto, he ults fast enough already, we don't need that. And then upon death or retreat, he summons a Skeleton Fighter. If he's dying, something went wrong. So you get what I'm saying. The A1's the best by a mile. The A2's good just for the Lord skill. None of these Awakenings are so relevant. So Cyrus, you know, very great character in the game, high-end character. For a Legendary Lord, he's pretty average nowadays. For an Ancient Exclusive Legendary Lord, believe it or not, he's probably just below average. That's not saying bad. He's great. Most of them are great. But if we actually just look at it and the amount we have, that's just reality. I do love Cyrus. I don't have Cyrus. I'd be thrilled to pull him. Don't get me wrong. But if you got him, you should not buy a Soulstone. This is 4,800 Legendary Awakening tokens is wild. I mean, that is outrageous, outrageous stuff. There's no way. Now for the other 2 options, I guess they're doing us a favor this weekend because these are non-starters. Cratch and Abomination. I mean, there's an argument outside of the very early game, early mid-game. Cratch is better than Abomination now. Abomination just doesn't function in this game. He is a tanky fighter from the faction that has 1 million tanky fighters, and he's not special at all anymore. He was the OG permanent fusion in this game, if you did not know. The way now, if you go to summoning, I've already done it, obviously, but if you go to Hero Fusion, if you haven't done him yet, you've got Salazar and you've got Micah. He used to not be Salazar. Originally, Micah didn't even exist. It was just Abomination. He was cool back then in summer 23, but even by 2024, he wasn't relevant, and right now, almost halfway through. Can you believe we're almost halfway through March 26? Who gives a crap? These are hard ignores. Do not engage with these Soulstones. Now, if you pull an early Abomination, whatever, but like you would never buy a Soulstone. It's an enormous waste. So, if you've been stockpiling, unless you're saving up for a crazy Lord Soulstone, which you should be if there's one you need, if you need an Ezerith, if you need an Ingrid, you should be waiting for that. But if you're not, maybe it's a good week to pick up 2 hammers for only 50 coins. I'm thinking about doing it. I definitely would not suggest here picking up these Ancient Summons, but this week we get the hammers. It seems like we're always getting them now. It kind of rotates what we can get with the Epic Awakening tokens, but I think we've been getting that more recently. Definitely with your Epic tokens, if you got them, pick up that Legendary Skill Crystal. Definitely pick up the Master Key. All the stuff you normally do, right? But for the Awakening tokens of the Legendary variety, I don't really know, man. If you're a big GVGer, definitely a good week to spend the 100 here, especially if you pull a lot and get those 2 chests. But all in all, not too special of stuff. And that's kind of the big weekly thing, besides the banners and lack of banners. So before we do that, I just want to show you, we do have an event sign-in we're just finishing today. And that's the Ancient Summoning Crystal. That's cool. We always like getting those. If you scroll down, it's running through Thursday. So technically, I meant just finishing it as in you can just finish it now. But there's not too much more here. I'll tell you, if you're kicking off the week, make sure to check your spiritual altar. If you're close to getting to a big milestone, like some more ancients or something, maybe worth a couple more summons, since basically we're taking this weekend off. And it doesn't look like anything else is planned. I don't see any new login rewards. We have this treasure hunt celebration. Doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's kind of just the banners we have to talk about. We've got Lucius and Zaris coming up. These are 2 pretty good legendaries. They have their niches. They can be extremely strong. Lucius used to be most relevant when he first came out as a Dispeller. He was the first Dispeller in this game who could dispel enemy buffs. We've got a lot of options now, including an Epic I'm about to tell you about, who I'm disappointed to see is not debuting this weekend. The way you want to use Lucius nowadays is to let him enter his Demonic Embrace mode. Essentially, it's like an auto ult, except it is kind of tied to a little RNG. He needs to stack Damnation. He stacks Damnation every 2 pursuits. Pursuits are tied to some RNG. You can increase the chance. That's kind of the coolest use for him, is just to have him deal crazy damage. I think we're at the point now where, yes, Lucius is very strong, but he needs dual faction membership in Piercers. That would really elevate him. He would be pretty wild in Gear Aid 3 if he had dual faction membership in Piercers. All in all, he's still, a pretty good hero, but definitely you should not be summoning for him, especially when we're getting an Epic Dispeller soon. They should give him Piercer dual faction membership. I'm thinking of doing a video of how I'd improve some units. Some of them pretty good like Lucius that just need to be elevated. Some of them dog water like Absent that just need to be entirely reworked. Zaris, very fun, really good progression unit just for big bursty summons based AoE DPS. He can help you climb really high in AoE Arena. He's going to help you for some cheesy stuff in Gear Dungeon 1, and then he'll definitely help you in Gear Raid 1 as you climb higher and higher. But all in all, he does fall off hard in the late and then obviously endgame. There could be maps and content and future stuff where he's going to be relevant, but I would say he's a progression unit. I wouldn't say he needs a buff because he is really good at what he's good for, but he's just, he's not someone you target. There's no exception, especially with Guan Yu coming in either this week. This banner is going to be the 13th, right? So he's going to come either the week after or 2 weeks after. A lot of people are saying 2 weeks after, the 27th. Even if it's the 20th, enjoy the fact that this is a week off. Everyone should take this week off. The only reason you would not have taken this weekend off is if they debuted either one of the 2 new epics who are coming, who are very strong and very relevant and huge free-to-play additions to the game. If they were on Raid Up and you needed one of their special abilities, that would have been pretty clutch. Whom am I talking about? Well, you actually haven't heard me talk about them on the account yet because I was waiting for their banners to be announced. Maybe you've seen other content creators make videos. I'm assuming other people have made videos, but we have 2 very fun epics coming because the idea of them is introducing something we should have had ages ago in Watcher of Realms. And that is epic versions of legendary heroes, so worse versions that have a special kind of gated skill. There are a couple skills in this game that are hidden behind legendaries, and that makes it really hero dependent and annoying. And if you keep getting unlucky with the legendaries and you're not hitting those skills, you're kind of SOL. A great example of that is Dispel, right? We do have a lot of options for buff Dispel in this game now. It used to just be Lucius, then we quickly got Kagiri, we got Lyra, we got Colin, we got Vorn. Those 5 immediately come to mind. Maybe there's another, but we've never had an epic until now. I put now in quotes because I was thinking he was going to come this weekend. I thought he would get paired with Lucius. He did not. Zasny is going to help you with that. This is an Esotericist fighter. He should be really relevant for Dispel. He should be very consistent. I'll put out content on him if you want soon, but I'm probably just going to do it once they announce his banner. He is not on rate up this weekend, and I think that's disappointing. Then we also have a new epic solution to a formerly strictly legendary solved problem, and that's Thunkles. He's a big, beefy boy, and he is the first ever epic anti-heal unit. And he actually does a lot of stuff. He does damage reduction, so he reduces the incoming damage by reducing damage that the enemy marked with it can deal. That's very good. That's relevant for a ton of content, especially as you get deeper in the game. He can increase his block when he ults through his passive, and he puts out anti-heal. And he's actually good at it. He's immediately making Lasir irrelevant. There's like no content I think you'd use Lasir over Thunkles. He's awesome. I thought maybe he'd be coming up this weekend. He's not. So that's what I was hoping to be chatting about this week, and they're not here. So all in all, pretty easy banner to skip. If one of those epics was on it and you were missing that special ability, like if you needed a Dispeller, probably decent time to throw 40 or 50 pulls towards Zasny. If you were missing an anti-heal, same thing for Thunkles, but that's not the case. It's Mari, it's Livian, and it's Hollow. Pretty good epics, but not anything you're summoning for. And then these legendaries, it makes it a skip. Keep saving for Guan Yu, do the right thing. Do not buy any of those Awakening Stones, and that's that. If you like these This Week in War videos, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know. If you like them, I'll keep doing them every single Monday. And if you don't tell me anything, I probably will eventually stop, because you need to like them for me to want to do them. It's as simple as that. That makes the juice worth the squeeze. I will say, if there's some kind of weekly thing you want me covering in this that I have not thought of and I have not done, tell me and I'll do it. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel, share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.